little shop stood bright. The bell above the wooden door rang softly every night. She knew which sweets we always chose, and whose coat had grown too small. She kept a pencil by the book and trusted one and all. In the shop where everyone knew our names, there was always room to stay. A warm hello, a patient smile could brighten any day. In the shop where everyone knew our names, we never stood alone. A simple door, a familiar face could make the street feel home. When rain came down after class, she found a towel to share. A neighbor brought some oranges and left a few right there. The older boys carried heavy boxes, the younger children swept. Every kindness passed from hand to hand, and every promise kept. In the shop where everyone knew our names, the years moved gently through. The shelves have changed, the sign has faded, still the welcome feels so true. In the shop where everyone knew our names, a precious light remains, where ordinary hearts once learned how kindness makes a change. Final bus was running late. The street had nearly cleared. The shops were closing one by one. The evening air grew cool. You could have taken your own road, reached your doorway soon, but still you waited by my side beneath the quiet moon. At the last bus stop, you stayed until it came. You shared the cold, the empty road, and never turned away. At the last bus stop, the night felt less alone. A patient friend, a steady light could make the long road home. We spoke about the smallest things, the work we hoped to find, the places we might travel to, the life still far ahead. An older man beside the sign was waiting there as well. He gave you a seat and held his bag until he heard the bell. At the last bus stop, your kindness still remains in every friend who chooses love when waiting brings no gain. At the last bus stop, the years have carried on, but those who stay through darker hours still help us travel home. When evening settled on the roofs, the windows gathered gold. A kettle sang behind one door, another story rolled. The children hurried from the lane, the market shutters fell. A neighbor paused beside the gate to ask if all was well. When the neighborhood lights came on, the whole street felt alive. A chair was moved, a door stood wide, and someone stepped outside. When the neighborhood lights came on, we gathered without plans. A little news, a little bread, passed gently through our hands. One family shared a bowl of fruit, another brought some tea. The oldest man recalled a song we all knew quietly. A mother called across the wall, a friend returned her plate, and no one crossed the evening street without a warm good night. When the neighborhood lights came on, the years seemed kind and slow. Each window held a different life, yet every face could know. When the neighborhood lights came on, a tender bond was made by open doors and listening hearts, and kindness freely shared. table stood beside the wall, with chairs of every kind. It's supper time, another place was never hard to find. A traveler came in from the rain, a neighbor brought some rice. Someone moved a little closer and passed another plate. The table always made more room whenever someone came. A bowl was shared, a chair was found before we knew their name. The table always made more room for tired hearts to rest. A simple meal, an open door could make a stranger blessed. We heard about a distant town, a daughter far away, a young man searching for his work, with little left to pay. The evening passed through quiet talk, while cups went hand to hand, and those who entered feeling lost left knowing where to stand. The table always made more room as seasons came and went. The food was plain, the chairs were warm, but every gift was meant. The table always made more room and taught us something true. The heart grows larger every time it welcomes someone new. The street was narrow after dark. The lamps were few and small, yet every window held a light, and someone knew us all. A tailor closed his wooden door. A child ran down the lane. An old man raised his hand to us before the evening rain. The street that brought us home was never just a road. of everyone and shared each little load. The street that brought us home stayed warm beneath the night, because behind each open door there lived a waiting light. When someone carried heavy bags, a neighbor crossed the way. When illness kept a family in, warm soup arrived each day. We learned which gate would welcome us, which voice would call our name. And even those with little left still found a gift to bring. The street that brought us home still lives within the heart, in every hand that helped us through when days were hard to start. The street that brought us home was built by more than stone. It was the care from door to door that never let us walk alone. The bakery stood near the school, with flour on the door. She kept the oven warm for us a little longer than before. She knew who walked a farther road, who had no coins that day. A paper bag with one more roll would quietly find its way. She kept the bakery open until the last child came. A gentle word, a loaf still warm, and kindness without name. She kept the bakery open while evening filled the street, and every tired young heart went home with something warm to eat. The driver stopped before his route. A nurse came after dark. She poured them tea and listened well beneath the window lamp. The neighbors brought her apples. The children swept the floor. The care she gave returned in hands that gathered at her door. She kept the bakery open through ordinary years. She shared the bread, remembered faces, and softened hidden fears. She kept the bakery open and taught the town to see a little warmth passed hand to hand can hold a community. The market filled the morning street with baskets, fruit and flowers. I heard a voice behind the stalls that crossed so many years. You turned beside the fabric shop and called me by my name. For one warm moment all the time between us fell away. When we met again at the market, the years grew soft and small. A familiar smile, a gentle hand could bring us back through all. When we met again at the market, the crowd moved like a stream. Yet there we stood as if the past had stepped into the scene. We spoke of friends who moved away and homes that once stood near. The woman selling apples smiled and gave us two to share. You carried home my heavier bag as you had done before. The smallest act remembered well could open one more door. When we met again at the market, the morning seemed to shine. The streets had changed, the years had passed, but kindness kept its line. When we met again at the market, one truth came gently through. The places may grow unfamiliar, still old hearts can know you. The barber swept the doorway clean and turned the striped pole slow. He knew which chair belonged to whom and how each cut should go. He asked about our families and noticed who had grown. A photograph beside the glass still held the faces known. The barber always remembered us, though many years had passed. The names, the homes, the little dreams he carried from the past. The barber always remembered us and welcomed every face. A simple chair, a warm hello could make the years find place. A father brought his young son in and chose the chair nearby. The barber smiled and found the style his father wore in youth. An older friend came through the door with silver in his hair, the same kind hands adjusted cloth and treated him with care. The barber always remembered us through every changing year. He kept our stories in the room and held our memories near. The barber always remembered us long after we had grown, because a heart that knows your name can make a town feel home. The corner booth stood by the shop beneath the faded sign. We counted coins inside our hands and waited for our time. The line was short, the evening cool. The receiver felt so worn. Then one familiar voice came through and made the distance small. From the phone booth on the corner, a loving voice came near. A few short words, a quiet laugh could calm a hidden fear. From the phone booth on the corner, we held the line with care. Though many roads had kept us far, that voice was waiting there. A mother asked if we had eaten. A brother shared good news. A friend described the town we left, and all the streets we knew. The people waiting by the door gave everyone their time. They understood that every call could hold a precious life. From the phone booth on the corner, the years still speak somehow, in every voice that crossed the miles and reached a lonely town. From the phone booth on the corner, a tender bond was shown. Even the smallest human voice could guide a heart back home. The neighbor never closed the gate. From morning into night, a child could run across the yard and always find a light. When someone needed flour or salt, a hand was there to share. When sudden rain came down too hard, dry towels waited there. The neighbor never closed the gate for anyone in need. A cup of tea, a quiet chair could be a faithful deed. The neighbor never closed the gate, and no one stood outside. A simple trust from door to door kept every heart inside. One winter evening, Father fell before the doctor came. They found a car, they held his coat and softly called his name. The garden gave us summer fruit. We brought warm soup in fall, and every kindness cross the yard like sunlight on the wall. The neighbor never closed the gate, though years have changed the view. The houses stand a little still, the bond remains as true. The neighbor never closed the gate and taught us how to live. A home grows warmer every time its people choose to give. The porch was wide beside the house, the evening air was warm. A bowl of watermelon was passed from arm to arm. The children chased the fading light, the older voices smiled. Someone brought another chair and welcomed every child. On the evening porch together, there was always room to stay. A little fruit, a little news could close the longest day. On the evening porch together, the years felt kind and slow. We learned how hearts grow closer when simple kindness flows. Spoke about his work, another shared some tea. A grandmother began a song, we joined her quietly. The night breeze moved across the yard, the stars came into view, and no one hurried home too soon while laughter carried through. On the evening porch together, the smallest joys were shared. A listening ear, an open chair showed everyone was cared. On the evening porch together, one gentle truth was known. A place becomes a loving home when no one sits alone. Final bell had faded out. The hallway settled down, but one small classroom kept its light, while shadows crossed the town. She knew I feared the coming test, and saw the books I wore. She pulled a chair beside my desk and stayed a little more. The teacher stayed after school when everyone had gone. She gave her time, she gave me hope, and helped me carry on. The teacher stayed after school with patience in her eyes. A quiet word, a steady hand could help a young heart rise. She brought old papers from her shelf and marked each careful line. She never made me feel too slow or left my fear behind. One winter day she found a coat and placed it near my chair. She never spoke of who it came from. She simply left it there. The teacher stayed after school through ordinary days. She taught much more than words and sums by all her gentle ways. The teacher stayed after school, and years have made it clear. The ones who give their time with love can shape a whole career. The street we knew so well, though half the shops had changed. The tailor's sign was painted new. The houses looked the same. You pointed toward the narrow gate where children used to play. A woman sweeping by the wall still knew us right away. When we walked that street again, the years did not feel far. A familiar voice, an open door could show us who we courtyard where summer nights were filled with chairs and tea. The bench was gone, the tree stood tall above the memory. An old friend came from down the lane and held our hands a while. The distance of so many years disappeared inside a smile. When we walked that street again, each doorway held a name. The people who had cared for us still warmed the quiet lane. When we walked that street again, one gentle truth was shown: the places that remember love can always lead us home. We came again at afternoon when summer crossed the square. The bakery had changed its sign, yet warmth remained in there. The old shop door still gave a sound, the same bell clear and small. A woman near the counter smiled as though she knew us all. The place still remembers us in every open door, in every name that someone keeps, though years have gone before. The place still remembers us through kindness handed down. The ones who cared, the ones who stayed, still live within the town. Had moved beneath the tree, the barber's room was new. A child ran past the garden gate as we once used to do. An old friend waved from far away, then crossed the street with care. The years between us disappeared the moment we stood there. The place still remembers us, not only walls and stone. It keeps the hands that welcomed us and helped us find our home. The place still remembers us, where human hearts remain. For every bond once made with love still joins us like a chain. shop stood bright. The bell above the wooden door rang softly every night. She knew which sweets we always chose, and whose coat had grown too small. She kept a pencil by the book and trusted one and all. In the shop, where everyone knew our names, there was always room to stay. A warm hello, a patient smile could brighten any day. In the shop, where everyone knew our names, we never stood alone. A simple door, a familiar face could make the street feel home. When rain came down after class, she found a towel to share. A neighbor brought some oranges and left a few right there. The older boys carried heavy boxes, the younger children swept. Every kindness passed from hand to hand, and every promise kept. In the shop, where everyone knew our names, the years moved gently through. The shelves have changed, the sign has faded, still the welcome feels so true. In the shop, where everyone knew our names, a precious light remains, where ordinary hearts once learned how kindness makes a change. Final bus was running late. The street had nearly cleared. The shops were closing one by one. The evening air grew cool. You could have taken your own road and reached your doorway soon, but still you waited by my side beneath the quiet moon. At the last bus stop, you stayed until it came. You shared the cold, the empty road, and never turned away. At the last bus stop, the night felt less alone. A patient friend, a steady light could make the long road home. We spoke about the smallest things, the work we hoped to find, the places we might travel to, the life still far ahead. An older man beside the sign was waiting there as well. He gave you seat and held his bag until he heard the bell. At the last bus stop, your kindness still remains in every friend who chooses love when waiting brings no gain. At the last bus stop, the years have carried on, but those who stay through darker hours still help us travel home. When evening settled on the roofs, the windows gathered gold. A kettle sang behind one door, another story rolled. The children hurried from the lane, the market shutters fell. A neighbor paused beside the gate to ask if all was well. When the neighborhood lights came on, the whole street felt alive. A chair was moved, a door stood wide, and someone stepped outside. When the neighborhood lights came on, we gathered without plans. A little news, a little bread, passed gently through our hands. One family shared a bowl of fruit, another brought some tea. The oldest man recalled a song we all knew quietly. A mother called across the wall, a friend returned her plate, and no one crossed the evening street shared. The table stood beside the wall, with chairs of every kind. It's supper time, another place was never hard to find. A traveler came in from the rain. A neighbor brought some rice. Someone moved a little closer and passed another plate. The table always made more room whenever someone came. A bowl was shared, a chair was found before we knew their name. The table always made more room for tired hearts to rest. A simple meal, an open door could make a stranger blessed. We heard about a distant town, a daughter far away, a young man searching for his work, with little left to pay. The evening passed through quiet talk, while cups went hand to hand, and those who entered feeling lost left knowing where to stand. The table always made more room as seasons came and went. The food was plain, the chairs were warm, but every gift was meant. The table always made more room and taught us something true. The heart grows larger every time it welcomes someone new. The street was narrow after dark. The lamps were few and small, yet every window held a light, and someone knew us all. tailor closed his wooden door. A child ran down the lane. An old man raised his hand to us before the evening rain. The street that brought us home was never just a road. It held the steps of everyone and shared each little load. The street that brought us home stayed warm beneath the night, because behind each open door there lived a waiting light. When someone carried heavy bags, a neighbor crossed the way. When illness kept a family in, warm soup arrived each day. We learned which gate would welcome us, which voice would call our name. And even those with little left still found a gift to bring. The street that brought us home still lives within the heart, in every hand that helped us through when days were hard to start. The street that brought us home was built by more than stone. It was the care from door to door that never let us walk alone. The bakery stood near the school with flour on the door. She kept the oven warm for us a little longer than before. She knew who walked a farther road, who had no coins that day. A paper bag with one more roll would quietly find its way. She kept the bakery open until the last child came. A gentle word, a loaf still warm, and kindness without name. every tired young heart went home with something warm to eat. A driver stopped before his route. A nurse came after dark. She poured them tea and listened well beneath the window lamp. The neighbors brought her apples. The children swept the floor. The care she gave returned in hands that gathered at her door. She kept the bakery open through ordinary years. She shared the bread, remembered faces, and softened hidden fears. She kept the bakery open and taught the town to see a little warmth passed hand to hand can hold a community. The market filled the morning street with baskets, fruit and flowers. I heard a voice behind the stalls that crossed so many years. You turned beside the fabric shop and called me by my name. For one warm moment all the time between us fell away. When we met again at the market, the years grew soft and small. A familiar smile, a gentle hand could bring us back through all. When we met again at the market, the crowd moved like a stream. Yet there we stood as if the past had stepped into the scene. We spoke of friends who moved away and homes that once stood near. The woman selling apples smiled and gave us two to share. You carried home my heavier bag as you had done before. The smallest act remembered well could open one more door. When we met again at the market, the morning seemed to shine. The streets had changed, the years had passed, but kindness kept its line. When we met again at the market, one truth came gently through. Places may grow unfamiliar, still old hearts can know you. The barber swept the doorway clean and turned the striped pole slow. He knew which chair belonged to whom and how each cut should go. He asked about our families and noticed who had grown. A photograph beside the glass still held the faces known. The barber always remembered us, though many years had passed. The names, the homes, the little dreams he carried from the past. The barber always remembered us and welcomed every face. A simple chair, a warm hello could make the years find place. A father brought his young son in and chose the chair nearby. The barber smiled and found the style his father wore in youth. An older friend came through the door with silver in his hair, the same kind hands adjusted cloth and treated him with care. The barber always remembered us through every changing year. He kept our stories in the room and held our memories near. The barber always remembered us long after we had grown, because a heart that knows your name can make a town feel home. beneath the faded sign. We counted coins inside our hands and waited for our time. The line was short, the evening cool. The receiver felt so warm. Then one familiar voice came through and made the distance small. From the phone booth on the corner, a loving voice came near. A few short words, a quiet laugh could calm a hidden fear. From the phone booth on the corner, we held the line with care. Though many roads had kept us far, that voice was waiting there. A mother asked if we had eaten. A brother shared good news. A friend described the town we left and all the streets we knew. The people waiting by the door gave everyone their time. They understood that every call could hold a precious life. From the phone booth on the corner, the years still speak somehow, in every voice that crossed the miles and reached a lonely town. From the phone booth on the corner, a tender bond was shown. Even the smallest human voice could guide a heart back home. The neighbor never closed the gate. From morning into night, a child could run across the yard and always find a light. When someone needed flour or salt, a hand was there to share. When sudden rain came down too hard, dry towels waited there. The neighbor never closed the gate for anyone in need. A cup of tea, a quiet chair could be a faithful deed. The neighbor never closed the gate, and no one stood outside. A simple trust from door to door kept every heart inside. One winter father fell before the doctor came. They found a car, they held his coat and softly called his name. The garden gave us summer fruit. We brought warm soup in fall, and every kindness crossed the yard like sunlight on the wall. The neighbor never closed the gate, though years have changed the view. The houses stand a little still, the bond remains as true. The neighbor never closed the gate and taught us how to live. A home grows warmer every time its people choose to give. The porch was wide beside the house, the evening air was warm. A bowl of watermelon was passed from arm to arm. The children chased the fading light, the older voices smiled. Someone brought another chair and welcomed every child. On the evening porch together, there was always room to stay. A little fruit, a little news could close the longest day. On the evening porch together, the years felt kind and slow. We learned how hearts grow closer when simple kindness flows. Spoke about his work, another shared some tea. A grandmother began a song, we joined her quietly. The night breeze moved across the yard, the stars came into view, and no one hurried home too soon while laughter carried through. On the evening porch together, the smallest joys were shared. A listening ear, an open chair showed everyone was cared. On the evening porch together, one gentle truth was known. A place becomes a loving home when no one sits alone. final bell had faded out. The hallway settled down, but one small classroom kept its light, while shadows crossed the town. She knew I feared the coming test, and saw the books I wore. She pulled a chair beside my desk and stayed a little more. The teacher stayed after school when everyone had gone. She gave her time, she gave me hope, and helped me carry on. The teacher stayed after school with patience in her eyes. A quiet word, a steady hand could help a young heart rise. She brought old papers from her shelf and marked each careful line. She never made me feel too slow or left my fear behind. One winter day she found a coat and placed it near my chair. She never spoke of who it came from. She simply left it there. The teacher stayed after school through ordinary days. She taught much more than words and sums by all her gentle ways. The teacher stayed after school, and years have made it clear. The ones who give their time with love can shape a whole career. We walked the street we knew so well, though half the shops had changed. The tailor sign was painted new. The houses looked the same. You pointed toward the narrow gate where children used to play. A woman sweeping by the wall still knew us right away. When we walked that street again, but kindness carried through. We passed the yard where summer nights were filled with chairs and tea. The bench was gone, the tree stood tall above the memory. An old friend came from down the lane and held our hands a while. The distance of so many years disappeared inside a smile. When we walked that street again, each doorway held a name. The people who had cared for us still warmed the quiet lane. When we walked that street again, one gentle truth was shown: the places that remember love can always lead us home. We came again at afternoon when summer crossed the square. The bakery had changed its sign, yet warmth remained in there. The old shop door still gave a sound, the same bell clear and small. A woman near the counter smiled as though she knew us all. The place still remembers us in every open door, in every name that someone keeps, though years have gone before. The place still remembers us through kindness handed down. The ones who cared, the ones who stayed, still live within the town. Had moved beneath the tree, the barber's room was new. A child ran past the garden gate as we once used to do. An old friend waved from far away, then crossed the street with care. The years between us disappeared the moment we stood there. The place still remembers us, not only walls and stone. It keeps the hands that welcomed us and helped us find our home. The place still remembers us, where human hearts remain. For every bond once made with love still joins us like a chain. At the corner near the school, a little shop stood bright. The bell above the wooden door rang softly every night. She knew which sweets we always chose, and whose coat had grown too small. She kept a pencil by the book and trusted one and all. In the shop where everyone knew our names, there was always room to stay. A warm hello, a patient smile could brighten any day. In the shop where everyone knew our names, we never stood alone. A simple door, a familiar face could make the street feel home. When rain came down after class, she found a towel to share. A neighbor brought some oranges and left a few right there. The older boys carried heavy boxes, the younger children swept. Every kindness passed from hand to hand, and every promise kept. In the shop where everyone knew our names, the years moved gently through. The shelves have changed, the sign has faded, still the welcome feels so true. In the shop where everyone knew our names, a precious light remains, where ordinary hearts once learned how kindness makes a change. Final bus was running late. The street had nearly cleared. The shops were closing one by one. The evening air grew cool. You could have taken your own reached your doorway soon, but still you waited by my side beneath the quiet moon. At the last bus stop, you stayed until it came. You shared the cold, the empty road, and never turned away. At the last bus stop, the night felt less alone. A patient friend, a steady light could make the long road home. We spoke about the smallest things, work we hoped to find, the places we might travel to, the life still far ahead. An older man beside the sign was waiting there as well. He gave you seat and held his bag until he heard the bell. At the last bus stop, your kindness still remains in every friend who chooses love when waiting brings no gain. At the last bus stop, the years have carried on, but those who stay through darker hours still help us travel home. When evening settled on the roofs, the windows gathered gold. A kettle sang behind one door, another story rolled. The children hurried from the lane, the market shutters fell. A neighbor paused beside the gate to ask if all was well. When the neighborhood lights came on, the whole street felt alive. A chair was moved, a door stood wide, and someone stepped outside. When the neighborhood lights came on, we gathered without plans. A little news, a little bread, passed gently through our hands. One family shared a bowl of fruit, another brought some tea. The oldest man recalled a song we all knew quietly. A mother called across the wall, a friend returned her plate, and no one crossed the evening street without a warm good night. When the neighborhood lights came on, the years seemed kind and slow. Each window held a different life, yet every face could could know. When the neighborhood lights came on, a tender bond was made by open doors and listening hearts, and kindness freely shared. The table stood beside the wall, with chairs of every kind. At supper time, another place was never hard to find. A traveler came in from the rain. A neighbor brought some rice. Someone moved a little closer and passed another plate. The table always made more room whenever someone came. A bowl was shared, a chair was found before we knew their name. The table always made more room for tired hearts to rest. A simple meal, an open door could make a stranger blessed. We heard about a distant town, a daughter far away, a young man searching for his work, with little left to pay. The evening passed through quiet talk, while cups went hand to hand, and those who entered feeling lost left knowing where to stand. The table always made more room as seasons came and went. The food was plain, the chairs were warm, but every gift was meant. The table always made more room and taught us something true. The heart grows larger every time it welcomes someone new. street was narrow after dark. The lamps were few and small, yet every window held a light, and someone knew us all. A tailor closed his wooden door. A child ran down the lane. An old man raised his hand to us before the evening rain. The street that brought us home was never just a road. It held the steps of everyone and shared each little load. The street that brought us home stayed warm beneath the night, because behind each open door there lived a waiting light. When someone carried heavy bags, a neighbor crossed the way. When illness kept a family in, warm soup arrived each day. We learned which gate would welcome us, which voice would call our name, and even those with a little left still found a gift to bring. The street that brought us home still lives within the heart, in every hand that helped us through when days were hard to start. The street that brought us home was built by more than stone. It was the care from door to door that never let us walk alone. The bakery stood near the school, with flour on the door. She kept the oven warm for us a little longer than before. She knew who walked a farther road, who had no coins that day. A paper bag with one more roll would quietly find its way. gentle word, a loaf still warm, and kindness without name. She kept the bakery open while evening filled the street, and every tired young heart went home with something warm to eat. A driver stopped before his route. A nurse came after dark. She poured them tea and listened well beneath the window lamp. The neighbors brought her apples. The children swept the floor. The care she gave returned in hands that gathered at her door. She kept the bakery open through ordinary years. She shared the bread, remembered faces, and softened hidden fears. She kept the bakery open and taught the town to see a little warmth passed hand to hand can hold a community. The market filled the morning street with baskets, fruit, and flowers. I heard a voice behind the stalls that crossed so many years. You turned beside the fabric shop and called me by my name. For one warm moment, all the time between us fell away. When we met again at the market, the years grew soft and small. A familiar smile, a gentle hand could bring us back through all. When we met again at the market, the crowd moved like a stream. Yet there we stood as if the past had stepped into the scene. We spoke of friends who moved away and homes that once stood near. The woman selling apples smiled and gave us two to share. You carried home my heavier bag as you had done before. The smallest act remembered well could open one more door. When we met again at the market, the morning seemed to had changed, the years had passed, but kindness kept its line. When we met again at the market, one truth came gently through. The places may grow unfamiliar, still old hearts can know you. The barber swept the doorway clean and turned the striped pole slow. He knew which chair belonged to whom and how each cut should go. He asked about our families and noticed who had grown. A photograph beside the glass still held the faces known. The barber always remembered us, though many years had passed. The names, the homes, the little dreams he carried from the past. The barber always remembered us and welcomed every face. A simple chair, a warm hello could make the years find place. A father brought his young son in and chose the chair nearby. The barber smiled and found the style his father wore in youth. An older friend came through the door with silver in his hair, the same kind hands adjusted cloth and treated him with care. The barber always remembered us through every changing year. He kept our stories in the room and held our memories near. The barber always remembered us long after we had grown, because a heart that knows your name can make a town feel home. stood by the shop beneath the faded sign. We counted coins inside our hands and waited for our time. The line was short, the evening cool. The receiver felt so worn. Then one familiar voice came through and made the distance small. From the phone booth on the corner, a loving voice came near. A few short words, a quiet laugh could calm a hidden fear. From the phone booth on the corner, we held the line with care. Though many roads had kept us far, that voice was waiting there. A mother asked if we had eaten. A brother shared good news. A friend described the town we left and all the streets we knew. The people waiting by the door gave everyone their time. They understood that every call could hold a precious life. From the phone booth on the corner, the years still speak somehow, in every voice that crossed the miles and reached a lonely town. From the phone booth on the corner, a tender bond was shown. Even the smallest human voice could guide a heart back home. The neighbor never closed the gate. From morning into night, a child could run across the yard and always find a light. When someone needed flour or salt, a hand was there to share. When sudden rain came down too hard, dry towels waited there. The neighbor never closed the gate for anyone in need. A cup of tea, a quiet chair could be a faithful deed. The neighbor never closed the gate, and no one stood outside. A simple trust from door to door kept every heart inside. December evening, Father fell before the doctor came. They found a car, they held his coat and softly called his name. The garden gave us summer fruit. We brought warm soup in fall, and every kindness crossed the yard like sunlight on the wall. The neighbor never closed the gate, though years have changed the view. The houses stand a little still, the bond remains as true. The neighbor never closed the gate and taught us how to live. A home grows warmer every time its people choose to give. The porch was wide beside the house. The evening air was warm. A bowl of watermelon was passed from arm to arm. The children chased the fading light. The older voices smiled. Someone brought another chair and welcomed every child. On the evening porch together, there was always room to stay. A little fruit, a little news could close the longest day. On the evening porch together, the years felt kind and slow. We learned how hearts grow closer when simple kindness flows. Spoke about his work, another shared some tea. A grandmother began a song, we joined her quietly. The night breeze moved across the yard, the stars came into view, and no one hurried home too soon while laughter carried through. On the evening porch together, the smallest joys were shared. A listening ear and open chair showed everyone was cared. On the evening porch together, one gentle truth was known. A place becomes a loving home when no one sits alone. final bell had faded out. The hallway settled down, but one small classroom kept its light, while shadows crossed the town. She knew I feared the coming test, and saw the books I wore. She pulled a chair beside my desk and stayed a little more. The teacher stayed after school when everyone had gone. She gave her time, she gave me hope, and helped me carry on. The teacher stayed after school with patience in her eyes. A quiet word, a steady hand could help a young heart rise. She brought old papers from her shelf and marked each careful line. She never made me feel too slow, or left my fear behind. One winter day, she found a coat and placed it near my chair. She never spoke of who it came from. She simply left it there. The teacher stayed after school through ordinary days. She taught much more than words and sums by all her gentle ways. The teacher stayed after school, and years have made it clear. The ones who give their time with love can shape a whole career. The street we knew so well, though half the shops had changed. The tailor's sign was painted new. The houses looked the same. You pointed toward the narrow gate where children used to play. A woman sweeping by the wall still knew us right away. When we walk that street again, did not feel far. A familiar voice, an open door could show us who we are. When we walk that street again, the old ties still held true. The road had changed in little ways, but kindness carried through. We passed the yard where summer nights were filled with chairs and tea. The bench was gone, the tree stood tall above the memory. An old friend came from down the lane and held our hands a while. The distance of so many years disappeared inside a smile. When we walk that street again, each doorway held a name. The people who had cared for us still warmed the quiet lane. When we walk that street again, one gentle truth was shown. The places that remember love can always lead us home. We came again at afternoon when summer crossed the square. The bakery had changed its sign, yet warmth remained in there. The old shop door still gave a sound, the same bell clear and small. A woman near the counter smiled as though she knew us all. The place still remembers us in every open door, in every name that someone keeps, though years have gone before. The place still remembers us through kindness handed down. The ones who cared, the ones who stayed, still live within the town. Had moved beneath the tree, the barber's room was new. A child ran past the garden gate as we once used to do. An old friend waved from far away, then crossed the street with care. The years between us disappeared, the moment we stood there. The place still remembers us, not only walls and stone. It keeps the hands that welcomed us and helped us find our home. The place still remembers us, where human hearts remain. For every bond once made with love still joins us like a chain.
Mm-hmm.